Hare Krishna. So today's topic is factors of success, different factors to success. Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in the last verse, we have understood that Krishna was talking about different kind of philosophies, Vaibhashika and Lokaitikas, which is similar to Buddhist kind of philosophy. And Krishna, after telling all the points, he told that although you do not believe all those qualities of soul which I have explained to you, Arjuna, although you do not believe them, and if you believe on this philosophy, still there is no lamentation. Still you can fight. So you cannot give any reason for not fighting. So let us see what reason Krishna is giving in this verse here. जातस्य हि ध्रुवो मृत्युर्ध्रुवं जन्मामृतस्य च तस्मात् अपरिहार्यर्थे न त्वं शोचितुमर्हसि. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. One who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. Purport. One has to take birth according to one's activity of life, and after finishing one term of activity, one has to die to take birth for the next. In this way, the cycle of birth and death is revolving, one after the other without liberation. This cycle of birth and death does not, however, support unnecessary murder, slaughter, and war. But at the same time, violence and war are inevitable factors in human society for keeping law and order. The battle of Kurukshetra, being the will of the Supreme, was an inevitable event, and to fight for the right cause is the duty of a Kshatriya. Why should he be afraid of or aggrieved at the death of his relatives, since he was discharging his proper duty? He did not deserve to break the law, thereby becoming subjected to the reactions of sinful acts, of which he was so afraid. By avoiding discharge of his proper duty, he would not be able to stop the death of his relatives, and he would be degraded due to his selection of the wrong path of action. So this verse again create one more interesting understanding in the entire series of this soul discussion where we have been having. So in the last verse we have understood that Krishna was trying to teach Arjuna about the philosophy of Buddha, about the philosophy of Nirvana, about the philosophy of that matter, life has come from matter, it does not have anything on its own. And Krishna here is giving the argument. So what is the relevance of this argument here? How do we understand its relevance itself? And why Krishna has spoken these words, this verse immediately after the previous verse? So let us understand. So here Krishna is telling, for one who has taken his birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. So Krishna is telling about one very important philosophy of Vedic literatures, that is known as Karmavada. According to Karmavada, that if you do good, good is sure to happen to you. If you do bad, bad is sure to happen to you. God cannot do anything, God is not in control, so you should not worship God. That is Karmavada. So how this fits here? He says, one who has taken birth, he is sure to die. Sometimes we say as sure as death. So means death is certain. So one who has taken birth is sure to die. Means you do good, good thing will happen to you. And one who has taken birth, one who is dead, he will again take birth. So if you do bad, bad is gonna happen to you. So it is simile to this understanding what Krishna is presenting in this verse of Bhagavad Gita. So if you see, so Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna, oh my dear Arjuna, why you should be bothered of their death, because they have taken birth and they will sure to die. You cannot stop their death. At no point of time you can stop their death, right? So why don't you discharge your duty? You discharge your duty, it is your part. So whatever outcome it will come, because from your parts you are doing good. So if you are doing good, then good will happen to you. So how you are thinking you are doing good of discharging your duty, something bad can happen to you? No, no, Arjuna, don't think like this. So Krishna is teaching the philosophy of Karmavada in this verse. Not teaching in the sense is sarcastically giving this idea also to Arjuna. So that's how we can understand that this verse is developing the philosophy from Buddha philosophy, or from Nirvana philosophy that nothing exists, to this philosophy of Karmavada, that you do good, good thing will happen to you. You do bad, bad thing is sure is gonna happen with you. So that's how we can understand the relevance of these words of Krishna. And moreover, there are something. Let us understand this in two parts now. So in first part, we'll try to understand the process of birth and death. In the second part, we'll try to understand how this philosophy, is that philosophy true, or there is some flaw in that philosophy which Krishna is sarcastically telling to Arjuna. It is said that there are 84 lakh kind of species. 84 lakh kind of species means there are 84 different kinds of bodies which are available in the universe for a soul to take up. So we have been studying that how this body is compared to an apartment, is compared to a room, is compared to a car, is compared to a dress, and we spirit soul is residing in all of these things. So how many different varieties of dresses or how many different varieties of apartment is available for me to live in this, as to live in this body? It is said it is 84 lakh kind of. So we keep moving from one body to another body. So once we takes birth, according to our destiny, how many breaths are written, how many breaths will be inhaling in this body. After that we have to move to next body, and like this we'll go to which body we do not know. It all based upon this activity of this body which will decide what is gonna happen next. So this is a cycle which goes on of birth to death again, death to birth again, from birth to death. It keeps happening. It's a loop basically. It is said without liberation. If you don't liberate yourself, then you will be always in this loop of birth and death. It is said punarapi janma, punarapi marna. You die, the continuous multiple birth and multiple death which is going on in our in our uh, in our lives as a soul as such, in the scale of eternity. So we should always understand this fact, and we should try to understand that how I can go out of this cycle of this loop of birth and death. So now there are many people who says, there are many philosophers also who say, there are many people who have this kind of conviction that I do not need God in my life. I do not need the intervention of any supreme power in my life, because this nature is working according to some laws, and that laws is you do something good and good will happen to you. So he is sure to give me good things. He cannot deny me if I do good things. He cannot save me if I do bad things. Bad things is gonna happen with me. This very strong determination, that very strong feeling somebody can have, then he becomes karmavadi. So what happens? There was small anecdote I would like to narrate in this regard. There was one small boy, and his father was a weightlifter. So every time he used to see his father lifting 100 kg of weight, 150 kg of weight, so many dumbbells he is lifting. So he develops a desire that, I also want to lift like my father. I also want to do like this. Then he comes again to the gym, his personal gym of his father's gym, next day where nobody was there, and he tried to lift them. But he was not even able to lift 5 kg of dumbbell. Then his grandfather was looking from behind, and he sees that my grandson wants to gain some strength to be able to lift those dumbbell. So his grandfather becomes his trainer. Then his grandfather tells that you have to have a more intake of protein. Start taking protein, start taking some kind of protein, external protein in your body, you'll be able to do that. Then for 1 week he tries taking protein, and he's been very diligently following his grandfather instruction. Then again he comes back after 1 week. Then again he try to lift, but not happening. Again not lifting. So what to do now? Again goes back to grandfather. Now grandfather says, okay, you need to build some endurance, some stamina. So you start running. Every day you should run for 1 kilometer, 1 mile. So start following his grandfather instruction again. After 1 week, he would have thought that now I have developed a lot of endurance. Now I can lift like my father. He tried going there, but somehow couldn't lift. Then again he became disturbed. Then again his grandfather gave him some advice. So like that he keeps giving some advice and keep failing like that. So but one fine day he determined as I am going to lift it today, whatever may come. So he's lifting. Then suddenly he realizes, oh, it's lifting now. The dumbbell is getting lifted. Then he becomes so happy. Then his grandfather from behind starts laughing. What he was saying is his father came from behind without the knowledge of his son, and he helped him from behind lifting the dumbbell. But his son was feeling that is as if I am only lifting it. Nobody else is lifting. I put effort, I did a lot of hard work, and now I am able to lift it. That was a son's understanding. But what is happening in reality? His father is coming from behind and lifting it for him, helping him without his knowledge. So that is what is being happening with all of us, especially with the persons who feel like that you do good thing will happen to you. Like if you talk about success story of so many different people, if you take their interview, so what is the secret of your success? You achieve such a big thing. You take in any field, maybe he's a richest person, he's a very famous person, he's a very beautiful person, or any of those famous people category, different celebrities. So you go and ask them, how did you achieve this success? Then they may give different reasons. Oh, I was working very hard. I was determined to achieve this success, and I was I was to get this success because I was very hard worker. Some people say, oh, they were my mother who was taking care of me. Every day she used to get up early in the morning, used to prepare tea, coffee for me, and used to inspire me a lot to study. So they give some of them give credit to their parents, to their sometimes students crack some good exams in some different competitive examination, then they start giving like this. Then some people think, oh, I was very strategic in my approach, I was very intelligent, very intelligently I was doing everything, and that's why I could achieve success because of my planning, because of my strategy. So people may give different reasons, people may attribute different reasons to their success, but what's happening in reality? What's going on? So it is said there are five different. So one more thing, one more little, we can go a little more in detail about this subject matter. For an example, I want to sing. Now, how this fails? How there are different logics which they have been giving? How it doesn't work? How we can understand it? Let's say you want to put some effort to produce some sound. So just by me putting some effort to produce some sound guarantees that my sound is going to be like a very melodious song. Does it guarantee that? That I put some effort to produce some sound from my mouth, and it will be a very nice musical singing, nice melodious singing. No, this logic doesn't holds anywhere true. There are many people who, no matter how much hard they try, they don't even are able to speak properly. So you can imagine. So some person can say, oh, simply by throwing, simply because I can throw my hands and legs, I can become good dancer. No, that flexibility, that kind of body, it is to be blessed with. Then only when you throw your hands and legs, then only you can become good dancer. So the ability to sing it has to be blessed to you. Then only you can put some effort, do something to produce some sound, and it will be melodious singing. So we can see this understanding in many aspects of our life. Not simply putting effort results in success. There are many other factors which are working behind the scene, which is making think work for me the way it is. So in this regard, Krishna explains these 5 factors of success in 18th chapter. So I'll be sharing this verse with all of you on the screen. So let us see what Krishna explains. And what is these people are telling that success is because of this reason, because of that reason, but actually success is because of what? So let us go to the 18th chapter, 13th verse. Yeah. So he says here, Krishna is telling, Panchatani Mahabaho Karanani Nimodame Sankhya Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. So he is telling about Siddhaya Karma. How any karma gets Siddha, or how any karma gets success. So he is explaining, he is telling Panchatani Mahabaho. Oh my dear Mahabaho, oh my dear Arjuna, there are 5 factors. Panchatani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodame, which becomes the reasons for anybody Siddha of karma. It is delineated in Sankhya Kritante Proktani. It is delineated in Sankhya Yoga. And in next verse he says, so he is telling, now according to Vedanta, there are 5 causes for the accomplishment of all action. Now learn of these from me. So what are they? Adhisthanam tata karta, karanam cha pratak vidam, vidadascha pratak chesta, devam chaivatra panchamam. So what are these 5 factors which is leading to Siddha Karmanam? Let us see them. So he says, place of action. The place where we are performing action is first reason. And second reason is performer, the person who is performing. Third reason is various senses. Different kind of senses I have. Fourth reason is our chesta, our endeavor. And fifth reason is ultimately the super soul. These are the 5 factors of action. So it means the people who says, oh, I was very determined, I was very hardworking, they are only able to recognize this 4th factor, only one of them. The many different kinds of endeavor. The people who says, oh, I've been, my mother was so favorable, this was so favorable, my time was so good. It is place of action. The place where you was performing action. And I was present there, performer. I was very intelligent. I was very strategically planning for everything. That's why I could achieve success. This is various senses. Intelligence is one of the senses. But they don't understand that behind all of them, okay, these are the one among 5. But what is what is the set of all of those? The 5th one is the super soul, the Devam, that nobody recognizes. As we understood in the case of the boy who was trying to lift the weight, he was not able to recognize my father is behind me and is enabling me to do that. Similarly, super soul Paramatma, sanctioning of super soul in devotees case, and in non-devotees case it is their karma, their destiny, which plays a very powerful role whether or not I am going to achieve success or I'll be failure in that. So whenever we do any activity, if we wish to have success in that, then we should always look for these 5. So somebody can think like this also. Okay, everything is to be bestowed by Krishna. I don't have to do anything then. That also is not right understanding. There are one of the 5 factor of success is different kinds of endeavor. You have to put endeavor, you have to put effort, you have to do hard work, and you have to have intelligence, and you should be present there. And so all of them get combined together and plays a definite role in your success once it is been sanctioned by super soul, by Krishna, by Paramatma. So this is what we can understand, that this philosophy is not correct of, being, having that understanding that if I do good, good will happen to me. If I do bad, bad will happen to me. No, it is always under the control of Paramatma. Paramatma can always change it. So this people doesn't understand. So by this we'll conclude. If anybody have any doubt, any questions, we can discuss. So basically the whole thing is all about efforts versus blessings. We have to put effort, at the same time we should have blessings. So both things are required.